So, today we're going to tackle a really cool question. Once you swallow a pill, how on earth does it know where to go and what to do? It's a surprisingly complex process, and we're going to follow that tiny pill on its huge journey through the body.
I mean, seriously, have you ever thought about it? It's not like the pill has a little GPS inside, right? The reality is, it has to fight its way through this incredible obstacle course of biological and chemical hurdles just to even get a chance to work.
All right, let's start with the official sciencey term for this: drug absorption. All this really means is getting the drug from where you took it, say your stomach, and moving it into your bloodstream. You can think of the bloodstream as the superhighway of your body. Once the drug is on it, it can go anywhere. Okay, so to make all this science super easy to understand, we're going to use one simple analogy for this whole explainer. Our little drug molecule, it's a commuter, and its one big goal is to get onto the train, which is your bloodstream. But first, it has to get through a very, very busy and complicated train station. So, for our first section, let's see how this whole journey kicks off. Before our little commuter can even think about getting to the platform, they need one absolutely crucial thing: a valid ticket. And for a drug, that ticket is all about its chemical makeup. So, what exactly makes a ticket valid? Well, in our analogy, the station's turnstiles are the walls of your body's cells, the cell membranes. And let me tell you, these turnstiles are super picky about who they let through. The drug's chemical properties have to be just right to get past this first big barrier. And here is the number one most important rule of the ticket check. To get through a cell membrane, a drug molecule cannot have an electrical charge. It has to be neutral. Any kind of positive or negative charge is like showing up with an invalid ticket. The turnstile just slams shut. No entry. You know, making a good ticket is this incredible balancing act. First, the acidity of the environment, like your stomach, plays a huge role in whether the drug is charged or not. Second, the drug has to be lipophilic, which is a fancy way of saying fat-loving, so it can cross those fatty cell membranes. But it also needs to dissolve in water just a little bit to even get to the cell in the first place. It's a really delicate chemical dance. Okay, so let's say our drug has the perfect chemical properties, it's got the golden ticket. But what happens if that ticket is printed with, like, disappearing ink? What if it just falls apart before it even gets to the turnstile? Well, this is a massive problem for some of our most important drugs. A perfect example is the famous antibiotic penicillin G. It's completely destroyed by stomach acid. Its ticket basically disintegrates on contact. Or think about insulin, the life-saving drug for people with diabetes. It's a protein, and it gets totally chewed up and destroyed by the same stuff in your gut that digests your lunch. And that is exactly why you can't take either of these as a simple pill. Okay, so the big takeaway here is that a drug needs a valid, stable ticket to even get started. Now, let's assume it has one. In our next section, we'll see how the design of the train station itself, that's your body, comes into play. Awesome! Our commuter made it through the gate, but now they face a whole new set of challenges inside the station. We've got to think about things like traffic flow, how many entrances there are, and whether it's rush hour or not. First step, blood flow. This is everything. It's the current that sweeps the drug away into circulation once it gets through the wall. And check this out. The intestines have unbelievably higher blood flow than the stomach. This makes them the absolute main platform where our commuter wants to board the train. Now, if blood flow is the express lane, then surface area is the number of gates. And this is just wild. Because of millions of tiny folds, the intestine has about a staggering 1,000 times more surface area than the stomach. That means 1,000 times more opportunities for our drug to find a turnstile and slip through. So, okay, we've got tons of gates, we've got great blood flow in the intestines, but there's another catch: timing. The speed that our commuter moves through the station is critical. If they're rushed past all those gates too quickly, they won't have time to get in. And you can see how this timing gets all messed up in a couple of ways. If things are moving way too fast, like in the case of diarrhea, the drug just gets flushed right through without a chance to be absorbed. But if things are too slow, like if you've eaten a big meal that creates a traffic jam in your stomach, it can really delay the drug from even reaching the intestines, slowing down when you feel its effects. All right, let's recap. Our commuter has a ticket, they've navigated the station perfectly to get to the best platform, they are right there, about to hop on the train. But wait. There's one last hurdle: security. You heard me, security. Your body has these amazing security systems designed to find and kick out anything foreign that gets in. And to your body, a drug is definitely a foreign substance. These guards can stop a drug dead in its tracks,
even after it's already made it through the turnstile. So let's meet these guards. Guard number 1 is a protein called P-glycoprotein. Just think of this guy as a nightclub bouncer. Right as our drug commuter gets inside the cell, this bouncer can literally grab it and throw it right back out. And then there's the big boss, first-pass metabolism. This is the liver's main security checkpoint.
So here's how this crazy liver checkpoint works. Right after a drug gets absorbed from your gut, all that blood takes a mandatory detour directly to the liver before it goes anywhere else in the body. This gives the liver the first pass, the first chance to metabolize or break down these foreign chemicals. And for a lot of drugs, a huge chunk of them is destroyed right here before they ever get a chance to work.
And if you want a jaw-dropping example of just how good this guard is, look no further than nitroglycerin, a super important heart medication. If you were to swallow it, the liver is so brutally efficient that it would destroy over 90% of the drug on that first pass. Less than 10% would actually make it into your bloodstream. The guard is just that good.
So, after that absolutely brutal journey, getting the ticket, navigating the station, and dodging the guards, let's talk about why understanding all of this actually matters.
I mean, as we've just seen, getting a drug into your bloodstream is no walk in the park. Our little commuter needs the perfect ticket, it has to navigate a really complex station under just the right conditions, and then it has to somehow get past a very, very effective security force.
And this right here is where the absolute genius of drug design comes into play. Because scientists know about all these challenges, they can design a better commute. An enteric coating on a pill? That's like an armored vest to help it survive stomach acid. An injection? That's a VIP pass that skips the train station entirely and goes straight onto the train. And putting a drug under the tongue, like they do with nitroglycerin, well, that's like using a secret side entrance to sneak right past that tough liver security checkpoint.
So the next time you hold a simple little pill in your hand, maybe you'll think about it a little differently. It's not just some powder in a capsule. It is a tiny, incredibly resilient commuter, engineered with brilliant science to survive one of the toughest journeys you can possibly imagine.